Go. I don't have the answer key, so it's going to be live. Okay. Angelica's training for a triathlon. During the first leg, she runs 10 kilometers north, 22 west. So I'm going to go northwest. So I'm going to start somewhere over here. So that's north, 22 west. So the 22 degree is here for 10 kilometers, right? And then I get to that point. Then she cycles. Then she swims south 43 west. Okay, so south 43 west. We don't know how far, so we just end it there. The 43 comes in here, right? It's just for that second half of that angle. It's not really half, but that portion right here. And then you cycle back to the beginning, right? So we start here. So running, then you swim, then you bike. Okay, something to give you a reference, right? Calculate the swimming portion, so they want this here, right? This is our unknown, that's what they want. So I would say if you have a diagram like this, and you should also have the 22 transferred over to here. Yeah. Oh, sorry. I'm getting my, yeah. Good point. I should have double checked, right? She cycles 20 kilometers back, so this is 20, yes. That's not the unknown, right? You cycle back. So which one is the swimming portion? It's this. So for me, that's lowercase r. Whatever you call it, right? Thank you. Okay, so the 22 goes over here, and you add it up, right? That's 65 degrees. So I would say you get 1.5. So if you have the diagram in principle, if that's correct, you get 1, and then you get another half mark for bringing the 22 into the mix here. If you have the 43 and the 22 side by side and you add it up to 65, I would give this 1.5. Because there's interpretation, right? You're labeling and you're using the knowledge of alternate interior angles being the same, right? Which is necessary to come up with the 65. So you got 1.5 there. Okay. Now, what are you going to use? You have a pair, so you're going to use sine law for sure. And you can't solve for that right off the bat, right? You can't solve for r, the ultimate answer to our question. You can't do that. You have to solve for b first in this case, whatever you call it. So sine of 65 over 20 is equal to sine of b over 10, right? Sine of b will be 10 times sine of 65 divided by 20. Angle B is sine inverse and it's 0.453, and it keeps going. Take the inverse of that, you get angle B as 26.95 degrees. I'm going to underline that because that's important. Okay. So we're going to give you 1 mark for coming up with this. Okay, so we're at 2.5 there. Now I'm going to find angle R, which is 180 minus 65 minus 26.95. .05 degrees. We give you half a mark for that. And then now we're going to solve for side R. So I'm going to start with sine of 65 over 20 again. I'm going to go sine of 88.05 over r. R is going to be 20 times sine of 88.05 over sine of 65. That's 22.05. We're in kilometers. You get a mark for that. Swimming portion, right? Or swam 22.05 kilometers. So recapping, 1.5 for diagram, including the 65, which means you would have brought the 22 over here. You get a mark for coming up with the angle B here, whatever that angle is across the 10 kilometers. You get half a mark for finding that third angle, and another mark for finding out the swimming portion of the triathlon. Okay, so there's your 4 marks in there. Oh, I didn't even read that. Hold on. First question is, what if I put the 22 on the wrong side? I would have to see it. So this is like you're going this way? Clark, is that what you're saying? Like you went east? I would have to look at it. I don't know if you put it over here, maybe. You tried the straight angle thing. I would have to look at it, Clark. So that one I don't know what to say about that. But most likely, yeah. Did you get the same answer, Clark? Oh, I see. You put the 22 here. Or did you make the whole thing 22 over here? I'm not sure. I would have to look at it because it sounds like it's a bit more complex than just a simple answer. So I'm not going to answer that now, Clark. I'm going to look at yours, okay? I will have to look at yours. Mina, what if you did the cosine law instead? And Charles did the same thing. Absolutely. So what they're referring to is, as soon as they find B, you can find R, and then you have SAS, right? So yes, if you use cosine law, it's absolutely fine. My guess is you're going to be off by a little bit. That's fine. We're not taking marks off for that, okay? Yeah, if you use cosine law, way to go. That's very, very fine. What did you get, by the way, Mina or Charles? You get 22.04, 06. Anyways, second question. Oh. That is a different story. 1871. 1 second. You should get 22.05. I just tried it. Right? It's this squared plus this squared minus 2 times this times that times cosine of 88.05 because that's R here. All right. Yeah. That one yeah, something went wrong there, so I would say -1 for that last step there, the cosine, or else if I can find what it is, I'd take half off only. if I can find what it is. But I don't spend too much time trying. Yeah, okay. Question 2. That one is worth 3 marks. Yeah, you might have forgotten brackets, who knows. Yeah, Mark, I would have to see yours too. A ship travels south from the marina for 70 kilometers. So that means like you're going straight south. There's no south. It's like basically south 0 degrees east or west. You're going straight south, right? So if you start here, that's actually your path for 70 kilometers. Okay. It then changes course south 20 degrees west. Okay, so from here, you're going south, so there's a west 20 degrees. So the 20 comes in here for 105 kilometers. So my graph is obviously not to scale, right? This should be longer than this. And what's the distance? So the boat ends up here. I'm going to make a slight change. I'm going to put this on the outside. But this is what the triangle should look like. Okay, there. So those are your sides connecting. Because this is going straight south, right? It's a vertical line. There's a straight line here. And so if you simply go 180 minus 20, you get 160 in here. Okay? So that was the key to this problem for you to be able to solve it. Okay? So you consider that it's an SAS, and I'll tell you the mark breakdown in a bit. But really they're asking us for this, like if the boat ends up here and this is the marina here, right? What's this over here? So x squared is going to be 105 squared plus 70 squared minus 2 times 105 times 70 times cosine of 160. And remember, cosine of obtuse is always negative. So if you're doing this in steps, it could give you some problems there. And you get 29.73, no, 29,738.48, and it keeps going. Take the square root of that, you get 172.45 rounded. Okay. So I would say under these circumstances, I would give you 2 marks for the interpretation, graphing it correctly, coming up with a 160, and 1 mark for using the cosine law to solve for the side. Keep in mind, read carefully. It could be what's the total distance traveled, what's the, right, like just watch for those little things that could make a difference, and always ask, right, did I actually answer the question? Distance between the ship and the starting point, which is exactly what I just found, right? So I would say the 160 here is 1 mark, and the other mark is for actually graphing it correctly, right? The 20 should show up there, which is outside the triangle. Yeah, so that'll be minus 1 mark. If you do if the 20 shows up here for you, then it's minus 1. Yeah. Okay, so 4 and 7, sorry, 4 and 3, that's 7. So it's total out of 7. So add it up, put it at the top of your page, and submit it. I will make it available. And one thing I didn't tell you is that quadratics always shows up on a test. So because it's so important for next year, there's always going to be there are going to be 1 or 2 questions, probably only 1 because we don't have as much time as usual. of dealing with quadratics. Okay, so there should be an upload section now. Take a picture, upload it. Clark, I would say give yourself something there, whatever you think it should be, and I will change it accordingly. I always do. Yeah. I'm drawing a blank. Keisha or Cassie, did one of you email me about was it question 5 in B? Okay, yeah. So, Keisha, it's not the solving part, is it? It's just the last portion, like finding out the time? Or is it like the whole question in general? The whole thing? Drawing it? Okay, yeah. Okay, as soon as you're done. Also, if for parent-teacher interviews, I guess the emails went out and I had all my slots taken right away, almost right away. So what I did is I opened up Friday afternoon as well. So if your parents are eager to talk to me, which I don't see why, uh, if you're doing okay, right? Like they're gonna hear the blanket statement, right? You're doing great. Don't worry about it, right? But if they really want to talk to me Friday afternoon is open now to right after lunch till 3:30. Okay. So I'm going to do the attendance in a bit. So keep submitting. Make sure you press turn in. So one of the questions I had was for Trig Review B, right? So Trig Review B, and it's question 5. Okay, that one was a little tricky. Okay, so I'm gonna, even though you had the answer key, right, it's different than actually walking through it step by step. Okay, I guess this will be part of the AC correction, anyways. Uh, so a pilot leaves Bayridge Airport and flies to Cherbrook at a constant speed of 400 kilometers an hour. Okay, so she knows that the distance from Allenburg to Bayridge is 110 kilometers at north 61 degrees west. So from A to B, basically it's 1100 kilometers at in this direction. And the distance from A to C, right, Allenburg to Cherbrook, is 900 kilometers at a direction of north 12 degrees east. Determine the duration of the flight to the nearest minute. So this is a little added. Finding the duration of the flight, you first would have to know how far away it is. And if you know the speed that the plane can travel, and then you find out how long it will take you later on. So let's kind of stop this here and not worry about this part and just worry about the triangle that they're trying to depict here. So from A to B is 1100 kilometers in this direction. So I'm going to start somewhere over here, and it is north 61 west. So we start north, but then we turn 61 degrees west. And so this is the side here, and that's 1100 kilometers. And that would be from A to B. Okay. And A to C is north 12 degrees east. So it's north, right? We start with the same dashed line and we turn 12 degrees east. Right? And we stop there. It's a shorter side anyway, so 900 kilometers there. And I'll make a change. I'll put this on the outside. Okay. So this would be C here. And that's my resulting triangle, right? So the 61 and the 12 combined add up to 73, right? So this whole thing here would be 73 degrees there, which I got from the 12 and the 61, right? And you can tell that this is an SAS, right? So my goal here is to find the side here from B to C, from Bayridge to Cherbrook, and then I will find out how long the flight would take, right? So this is lowercase a. So a squared is 1100 squared plus 900 squared, and you know the rest of the story, right? We're going to take the square root of our answer. I know that the rest is already in the answer key, but that's take the square root of that. A is 1475 kilometers. But that's not the answer to our question, right? That's just the distance between B and C, right? How long, right? Determine the duration of the flight, right? That's what they're asking us for. And here you can do it in various ways, but what I would do is if 400 kilometers takes you 1 hour, right? Then 1400.75 kilometers will take you X number of hours. And you cross multiply and divide, right? So X is really 14.75 divided by 400 times 1, right? It's this times 1 divided by 400. and that's 3.5 hours, right? That's what that is. And so now you find out. Does that make sense? Yeah? A bit more at least? Okay. Any other questions from the reviews? Any other reviews? Anybody in here? Any questions? All right. Okay, so and anybody at home, if you want to type in any of the worksheets A, B, C, if you have any questions on any of those, let me know. Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do here is we're going to do an AC based on previous units. And it's a one pager, 8 marks. And we're going to put your study sheet to the test. Okay. So if you're here, you're going to get a paper copy. If you're at home, you're looking it up. It's going to be a PDF. And while you do that, I'll do the attendance. So go check it out. So get your keyboards ready at home. Okay, Gian, are you joining remotely? Good afternoon, Gian. Charles. All right, hi. Cedric. Cedric. No, Kyle. Sean. Amrinder. Harmandeep. Manveer. Namanya. Oh, Cedric was there because he just left the meeting. Okay, maybe it wasn't working for him. Namanya, Gavin, Jason, Anthony. All right, hi. Jason is there. Gavin, are you there? No. Clark, Yuvrach, Casey. Joey, Ona, Iona, Lance, Marianne, I see you there. Kamalpreet, Marcus, Mina, Ayana. Mina, And Marcus, are you there? Pearl, Max. No, Pearl isn't here. Maxwell is here, present. Keisha, Jadlan. Mark, you're online, right? Okay. Cassie is here. Laura, Danielle, are you joining remotely? Okay. Yeah, Cedric, I got you. Yeah, I saw you leaving. I figured that's what it was.